Hey guys, this is the card review I did with Jay Alexander. We looked at all the new cards from Scholomance Academy. And then we reviewed them, and we reviewed them in two categories. So I've talked to Jay at the beginning, and we both agreed that there's a sort of limitation to the power level scale. And the problem with the limitation is certain cards are good in lots of situations, but they don't have any potential. An example of this is like Blazing Battlemage. 1 mana 2/2, good card, quite useful, but it's not game breaking. It's not like there's a very small variance of the potential of the card. It's going to be okay in almost all decks, and it's never going to be like terrible in a deck. Where there's certain cards that are generally that might be bad on average, but like you figure out the synergy with it, and you can make it really good. Where certain cards are just bad, period. And we wanted to capture that because the reality is I can't completely predict the meta, not only this expansion, but for expansions down the road, to sort of, when you kind of say, okay, this card is powerful, because if you have a card that says destroy a 4/7 minion, and it might sting for a long time until a 4/7 minion becomes the most popular card in the game, and all of a sudden this card's good. That's not a perfect example, but that's the general principle. So I wanted to capture sort of like the raw power level versus the deck building potential. And certain cards are both strong and with great decking building potential, where certain cards are really strong, but there's not much to say about them. There's not as much, oh, I could do it with this, I could do it with this. So, for the cards, like what I like about this scale is that you can actually look at our ratings and say, okay, other than the strong cards, where do I look? Where has potential for me to make a great deck? So if you look at our cards, we might have some cards we rate low, but if we say high deck building, you have an idea, go for it. That kind of means that there's ways to make it work potentially. Like where a low deck building, there's not really much you can do with it. So hope you guys find this interesting. I have videos for every different class, so hope you guys enjoy that. And thank you.
A lot of cards to get through, so I guess we'll just start kicking it off here. I'll go first. It's got a Vile Fiend Trainer and a 5/4 Demon Hunter minion. Outcast, summon 2/1/1 demons. If you outcast this, we get a 7/6. If you don't outcast this, it's pretty much unplayable. And I don't find that very exciting. Do you have anything to add on that?
Yeah, it seems would you rather be trying hard to get 2/1/1s or draw 3 cards and discount 3. But that being said, it does have a decent stat line. The only reason I could see this seeing play, it has a good stat line, and right now the 4 mana slot for Demon Hunter is pretty bad.
It's true.
So it could be a thing where Demon Hunter just really needs a decent 4-drop, and this fits in. So I'd say I'd give it 1.5 for both for play power level, and then like 1 for deck building.
I think we should probably commit to single integers.
Okay.
I'm going with a 1 on both.
Yeah. Okay. We'll give it 1. I think I'll do 1 on both as well. Right, cool. I gotta work on that. I just always want to. Well, I think it's a 0.75.
I waffle a lot too.
Yeah, it's maybe can we do thirds, like a 0.6 with a excellent, the line over it. Yeah. Okay. So.
Yeah. So
all right,
pass on that one. All right.
Okay. All right. Next card is Blood Herald. Whenever a friendly minion dies, while this is in your hand, gain +1/+1. And this is kind of I think a good example. I feel like this isn't that strong. Like even at 5 mana, it's got to be in your hand if you're playing this. But maybe if the deck has because there is some of the synergy out there. If there is really just swarms and swarms of low mana things, because remember that that card from Odd Paladin saw play where whatever minion you have, I could see this seeing. So it's I don't know. It's you know, in a scenario where, but think about this, like let's say you play a 1-drop on 1, a 2-drop on 2, a 3-drop on 3, and a 4-drop on 4, and they all die. That's still a 5-mana 5/5. So like, how long are you going to be winning in this deck? That's tokenish.
That's if it's in your hand from turn 1.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's pretty bad.
Yeah, I look at this. I see Bolvar.
Yeah.
Original Bolvar. I bet this is a worse entrance animation. I'm giving it a 1 on both. It just seems.
I'm gonna give it a 2 on deck building, because in the scenario where like you just happen to have, you know, it could see play theoretically, but 1 on power level, because even in that deck, I don't think it's that good. So
This card's also a little tricky just because the Demon Hunter and Hunter colors are so close. This is actually for both.
oh, okay.
Yeah. I've been tripped up like this before.
I
We're
still
doing
don't.
it just in the context of Demon Hunter.
Yeah, so it's oh, that's it. Sure, we're gonna go back and rate the things again for Hunter. That's an interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we kind of have to.
That makes it simpler. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Sounds good.
So next up, got Double Jump. 1 mana spell. Draw an Outcast card from your deck. So this is really good in the event that we have some type of combo Demon Hunter that's looking to assemble pieces. You can play this. It's 1 mana, draw a card. And that card can be Skull, it can be Spectral Sight, it can be Eye-Beam, whatever it is, it's Outcast.
Yeah.
So by drawing this, you immediately activate the Outcast and can dig very far, very fast. The question I've been running into is, what is the combo at the end of this rainbow?
Yeah. I mean, it's
the
a
secondary
thing.
question is, do you play it in aggro or anything?
Yeah, I mean, they're weird. There's lots of potentials where you run a deck and, you know, you only run skulls or something like that, where you could reliably draw, you know, card draw or something like that. I could see it. And the reason like this is going to see play is Spellburst. So if Spellburst is good, you know, that's what these 1 mana cards are designed for. They're designed to be like Spellburst actors that do something. So I think you're right that like, okay, it costs 1 mana. You know, there's a little variation. I don't think it's that strong, but I think it allows for some fancy Outcast potential. So I'm thinking a 2 on power level and a 3 on deck building.
I'm going to be a little more conservative on the power. I'll go 1 and 3, I think. Yeah,
Okay.
1 and 3. I can definitely see this fitting in some type of combo deck in the future. I think that's where you want it the most, just because it heavy cycles the deck, and 1 mana cycle or more cycle isn't bad. I don't see the finisher yet.
Yeah.
I don't think I want to Nomi people or Dragon Queen or Zephrys them, and Kel'Thas being nerfed is a big, and Twin Slice being nerfed is a big blow to the OTK stuff.
Yeah. So, okay.
But otherwise, neat.
Next card, Fell Guardians. Summon 3/1/2 demons with taunt. Cost 1 whenever a friendly minion dies. So is this like while it's not like when your hand is, or does it just keep cutting like so? If 7 friendly minions
Whenever
have died,
it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be in your hand.
Yeah, I don't. So I know they're really trying to make this archetype work. Like, is this?
They want token Demon Hunter.
Yeah, but it's also like 1/2 demons with taunt. Taunt isn't as it's more value defensively, but tokens are more valuable offensively. It's weird. It feels like you'd have to have lots of like. Is there anything that's like turn 1 through 3 easy giant boards for Demon Hunter? I feel like there's Umberwing, but am I forgetting something?
Umberwing. Imprisoned Satyr, not imprisoned.
Yeah.
Satyr Overseer technically gives you 2.
Yeah.
You can churn out stuff to reduce this, I think, pretty fast.
Yeah. I mean,
so I guess we could think about how much mana would you realistically think this card is good at if you could pick your mana.
Yeah, oh, that's a good point. Yeah, but its thing is like it's 3/1/2 demons with taunt, which is more useful in control. Like even if I get it off on the high roll, it's 3/1/2s, and I have taunt that's just useless because I'm playing in a aggressive deck. But if I'm playing it, like this could be good in a theoretical world where a discounted card in a defensive deck, okay, I get like some little Void Lords for free theoretically. But why am I running all these tokens and like weapon deep? So I think this card's real bad. The more I talk about it,
Yeah, I can't even justify it in an aggressive deck where I'm thinking I just play a bunch of stuff and this naturally gets cheaper, and then all of a sudden I get them with my 3/1/2s. I don't think so. I'm not believing it.
They should have killed off my giant board of 1/1s because now they're gonna feel the pain. You know. So yeah, I'm gonna give this a 1 on both, even though it's technically deck building potential, but I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm not a believer. This could easily bite us in the ass because mana reduction is
good, but I mean,
really, you get a higher Wrathscale Naga behind this, and they have to kill the tokens, and then it deals 3 each time, and they don't get to ping it.
I mean, like I'm just thinking,
Paladin still play Creeper.
Yeah, even if I'm playing a token deck, do I really want to run this? You know, it's like, I mean, if you could run this in Druid, it could be good because you could do this in Assault of the Forest. So I guess in theory, like this could be good in certain situations, but that's it, you know.
Yeah. I'm not a believer in this one.
Yeah, I don't even. Yeah, so it's trash.
One's across the board. The board. All right, so next up is me, I think. We got Demon Companion. 1 mana, summon a random Demon Companion. And this is exactly half of an Animal Companion. So you got a 1 mana 2/1 with Charge, a 1 mana 2/2 with Taunt, and a 1 mana 1/2 that gives all your minions +1 attack.
Ooh.
And for me, this is half an Animal Companion at 1/3 of the cost. And Animal Companion's already a good card.
Yeah.
So I'm giving this an easy 3 at least. I bet I could be talked up to a 4.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
Demon Hunter and
a 3 mana 1/2 that gives attack is insanely efficient, and it has combo potential with things that's a 1 mana spell. I mean, this card seems it's more like, do I give it? Yeah, I think you're right. Like, this is definitely a 3.
I wonder what 1-drops in the game are better than this.
I mean, probably Battle Fiend.
Battle Fiend is probably better than this.
So it's also
battlemage, maybe.
Yeah, it's also a thing
Not
of
necessarily.
For 1-drops you'd rather have. This is a lot better as a 5-drop or but so that when you don't hit it on 1, but it's still good on 1. So that's kind of what I'm thinking there. Yeah.
The deck building side, I mean, this is not that exciting deck building wise. It's a 1 because it's not. You don't build around it; you just put it in things and it's good, right?
Yeah.
Is that how the rating works?
The deck building is sort of kind of like. So let's say you can do so this is kind of like objectively it's pretty easy to evaluate.
Goes anywhere.
But maybe you do some sort of combo with a spell that makes it even better, like the fact that you can use it with Spell Burst, or the fact that you can maybe use it with a token deck to get +1 to there's a lot more more potential that way. So it's got deck building potential as well. So I think I'm gonna just say 3 on each. I don't like giving out 4s.
That's reasonable.
I don't think giving out 4s. 4s need to be I don't think this card's when you think 4, you think either it gets everyone thinks it's going to get nerfed immediately, or it's not going to get nerfed until someone makes a great deck with it and then it gets nerfed. So
just real efficient, powerful.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Threes all around.
Yeah, this is good. Okay.
Free.
True Aim Crescent. All right, I'm curious to hear because people are talking about this, and I've had a hard time thinking about what I think about this card and how good it is. I know Candle Shot saw tons of play, and Hunter seems similar to that with the power level, with the you can, but when the minion dies, it wouldn't have more than 1 minion attack. So right, I'm just wondering. It's a hard card to just know how good it is with your deck.
As a bit of context. I'm told this attacked in order of play.
Oh, that's interesting. So if you played...
If anyone could confirm that, that'd be great. But I think it's an order of play.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and it's also just real nice with... you equip it for Demon Hunter, and you can just get hero powers in. Yeah.
Confirmed. All right, so...
It could be really cool with lifesteal minions, potentially. Let's say, I don't know how many good lifesteal minions there are, but you play something that doesn't have rush, you play it out and you attack something and then you get the life steal, stuff like that. There's some weird stuff you could do.
Candleshot Hunter really liked Candleshot, I think, for 2 reasons. First is because the class doesn't have a ping, and Candleshot was a ping. And making them immune was just awesome. But they also had Hunter's Mark at the time.
Yeah.
Which made it a whole lot.
Yeah.
But Troy Crescent, it kind of sort of gives all your minions rush in a weird way.
Yeah, well, here's the thing though, is like a lot of times weapons are looking to like finish off a minion, you know? So
yeah,
it's and then if you're saying it's actually the order, that could so if it's the earliest minion, that could it's harder to play a minion and then get the attack.
Yes, that does make it worse.
So it's but it's still probably better than just random because just knowing what minion allows you. So I don't know. I could definitely be wrong with this. I think I want to give it like a 2 on both things. I feel like it's good, but I'm not convinced like that, you know?
So what's been rattling around in my head, first potential, and this seems unlikely, is just that it can activate Amani and Bone Chewer Brawlers in the turn you play.
Oh, yeah.
The reason that feels unlikely is because you're attacking into something, and if you're killing it, your enraged minion's not attacking. And if your enraged minion is attacking, it also has to survive the attack, which it might or might not. The second thing I'm thinking about is this conflicts quite a bit with Umberwing.
Yeah, but it also uses Hunter too, so I'm trying to think how useful it is.
For Demon specifically right now, I'm just thinking.
Yeah, good point.
The other thing is that it has a lot of charges and could be good at activating a glaive-bound adept or something.
Yeah, and I think it could be used in like a control demon hunter as well, just because it's just like you said, a lot of charges. You play it on one, it gives you a lot of time and control. Where I mean, even just that, I mean, it works well with the demon hunter hero power, so you can just deal 2 damage to things. Sorry for all the sound, guys.
I'm not sold on it yet. I don't want to really call it a 1. I'm not even really sold on a 2. That's weird.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 2 on both. I think there's too many things that giving a 1 seems like even like the deck building potential, like the fact that we have so many ideas and we're not sure what works, means it's probably could even be a 3 on deck building potential. But I'm just give it a 2.
You talked me into it too. It doesn't seem awful, but I haven't theorycrafted a deck that I want to play it in yet. That's all.
So, sorry guys. So I'm kind of curious, like what minions, what like would work well with it. We don't have to theory craft, but yeah, I'm just wondering if you could like rush something in that normally can never get an attack off.
I haven't figured out anything yet, but it's not a bad card. All right, so I think we can move to Ancient Voidhound. This will be easy. 9 mana, 10/10 demon. At the end of your turn, steal 1 attack and health from all enemy minions. So big, stupid, idiot pile of stats with. It's like an AoE effect too, built in.
Yeah.
It costs 9 mana, and if I'm not cheating this out, I'm not playing it. So for me, the only question is how can I make this cost 0?
Yeah.
Right now we have the 6/3, and that's it. I think.
The 6/3. You also have the 9 mana 7/9 that pulls things out. So the synergy is there, but it's probably still trash. I don't think
I'll give it 2 for deck building, 3 for deck building, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know if it's here's the thing: is like how big is that payoff actually? Like I steal 1 health. Like okay, I guess it makes it so bigger. So I mean, it doesn't have taunt. So okay, if I'm playing against an aggressive deck, like they're just gonna kill me. Or if the fact that I got the 9 mana, I was dead anyways.
It doesn't have taunt, but it does. If your enemy has 6 minions on board, this is -6 attack on their board.
Yeah, I mean that's good. I mean So it's I mean you play that 7/9 and pull it out, but that's another anti-synergy though, because the pull it out comes out and then it doesn't get the steal the 1 attack because it got pulled out. So
I did get a 10-10,
Yeah,
so could be worse.
it's really good evolve. That's right.
I'm not a big believer in big Demon Hunter right now. I'm gonna
Yeah,
give it a 1 on power, but I'll give it a 2 for deck
I
building.
I agree. It's yeah. I'm
For what it's worth,
I'm
Warlock
sure.
Galakrond.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a really fun meme deck for people who, and it's going to terrorize bronze, or, but maybe. But like, is it going to be good against players who know what they're doing? I don't think so. So
You know, at some point we're getting a Skull of Gul'dan, or not Skull of Gul'dan, Skull of Minari.
yeah,
Something in
you
Demon
can't
Hunter.
run that in this kind of stuff, because it
Yeah,
just doesn't work. So that's another
gonna
thing.
be
It's
a
anti
dark day.
synergy with Outcast in general. So
Oh yeah. All right. Well, I think we're good on this one then.
all right. Sociologist Malakia. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Yeah. Me either.
It's battle cry for each soul fragment in your deck. Summon a 3/3 soul with rush,
Mhm.
and I feel like I'm worried about because like I'm wondering like this on with a bunch of soul fragments in your deck. Malashia, maybe I think you're right, Squiddy, is pretty good, but it's another one of those things like I think people are underestimating the consistency of having soul fragments in your deck. People think about the high rolls; they don't think about sometimes you're going to have one soul fragment in your deck, and you get, all right, I get 1/3/3 rush. Sometimes you're going to have zero.
How
Um,
many 3/3 rushes do you want before you're interested in this?
yeah, that's a good point. Because let's see, even at like at two, how good
That
is
two?
that? Like that's
It's okay.
useful. That's
It's
useful.
okay.
I'm trying to think compared to so like would I rather like let's say it was always two and never more, never less. Would I run this in Quest Warlock? Would I run this in Galakrond Warlock? Obviously, they're going to be very different decks. Um, I'm not sure.
Yeah. The
But
comparison is kind of sort of like to Blast Master Boom in a weird way.
yeah, yeah, it is. It is similar to Blastmaster Boom in
This
that way.
this looks worse.
Yeah, I mean it's better defensively, but like I just think okay, well, so if you're playing this and rushing minions in, it's good. But
Mhm.
wouldn't like a lot of times I'd rather just if I'm really behind, run another. So it's kind of like looking for your opponent does have some board and you have some board, but then you can't even get the maximum amount of souls out because if I'm just behind, I'd rather just play another or something like that. Um,
I've theory crafted a few builds, tossed most of them out, kept one of them. I wasn't playing this in that particular build. I think I
yeah,
want to see between 2 to 3 3/3s on average before I think this card is good.
yeah,
And your payoff cards destroy the fragments. And sometimes you draw the fragments, and you also
yeah,
have to draw the activators. And this is
yeah.
7 mana Hunter. I'm not exactly sold on this particular card yet.
Yeah, dude. The more we talk about it, I want to give it a one, but it's probably not a one. So I'll be conservative and give it a two.
2 for both, or
Yeah, well, two for both. It's definitely a two on the
well,
deck
yeah, I mean,
building.
soul fragments are never getting better.
Yeah,
I'm going
so
to go even lower. I'll take a bold call on this. I'm going to say 1 on power, 2 on deck building.
yeah, that's the ballsy. Now I
Yeah.
feel.
And Blastmaster Boom took he's been in and out of the meta a little bit, but he took a lot of work to get in there, and he seems to fall out kind of a lot. And I think
Yeah,
blowing your
and
opponent up is better than Soul
yeah,
Fragments healing them.
I mean it could kill minions and it also you can do face damage. And these are 3/3s, but it also Blastmaster is a 7/7. When you don't have a soul fragment, this is just absolute trash at 5/5. So the absolute low roll desperation low roll is so bad. So yeah, I feel like so
Yeah, I think this is the weaker of the cards. Not to say the Soul Fragments are bad, I think this is the
oh
weaker payoff.
dude, my bad guys. My bad. Sorry.
Need a
Um
second?
no, I was looking at cards and then I forgot. So this is the card we're talking about, guys. Sorry about that.
All right, so
Um
next up, we can kind of like talk about the whole package together. These
yeah.
all kind of sink and swim. We got Soul Shear, the 2 mana spell that deals 3 damage to a minion and shuffles 2 Soul Fragments. I'm not terribly excited about being Demon Hunter and dealing 3 damage to a minion.
Yeah, it's kind of though just I could see it's like there are cards. It's similar power level to other 2 mana removals. Like now that Holy Smite's been buffed, it's a little bit worse, but it's
People
not
don't even
bad
play
power
Holy Smite.
level. Yeah, it's seen play this expansion, and with
Tiny bit.
with Vile Weaver for the Vile Weaver synergy. But if the synergy is here, like if the synergy is insane, like this isn't bad. So I think I give it a 2 on both things.
Yeah, I think 2 is a solid rating. I've been chatting a bit the other day over at the Vicious Syndicate Discord about this and the associated other cards. And it seems like there are 2 different variants that overlap to some degree you can build with this. It's like, again, a control demon hunter or an aggressive mid-range demon hunter.
Mhm.
And I'm curious, because last time we saw these 2 archetypes, the aggro one was much better than control. I don't think it was very close. I'm
Yeah,
not sure if this is going to be the case again, but let's keep rolling through these
yeah,
cards and
okay.
about the whole
Yeah,
thing.
I was thinking like I'm more of a warlock player, so I was thinking a tempo soul fragment warlock could be something.
Oh
Um,
yeah, for Warlock, I'm a little more interested,
yeah.
but we can get to that in a second. Want to take the next one?
Yeah. Destroy a soul fragment in your deck to deal 3 damage to all other minions. This is
Hmm.
another one. So like this makes it look like when you have this card, this makes it much more look like you would run a control demon hunter kind of thing. So
Hmm.
you're using these soul fragments to control the board, um, and you're doing weapon hits to kill your opponent, and that looks like the idea. And on this like power level, this card's really good. Like
Yes,
deal 3 damage. So I gotta give this I think a 3 on power level.
I'm in for a
And
3-2.
yeah, it's just dealing 3 and
It's bus breaker, but cheaper.
it's hard to maybe consistently have that, but like still even if you just have a soul fragment and you're doing it on 7 or 8, you could do something like play this and then play a minion or something like that.
Hmm.
So you can clear with this. So very strong card. Um, so, but the so yeah, it's the I'm not sure if the synergy is there, but I think we got to give it a 3 on power level. I think I might give it a 2
It's
on
a
deck
powerful.
building.
It's a powerful card. I
Yeah,
can't really deny that. My
yeah,
thinking on this though is, Demon Hunter absolutely does not struggle for effective AOE.
yeah. It's
This is
true.
very good AOE. It's probably better than something like an Immolation Aura when you're
Yeah,
pulling it off.
yeah. This allows
That
you to
type of
develop stats while doing it in theory. So
Demon Hunter just hasn't really had legs yet.
yeah, but
And
I mean that's for the artists to find out.
yeah,
See if that and I know like control-y combo-y demon hunters have already had success. So you do a different version of this. You kind of play defensively. Maybe you run that 1 mana like you equip that 1 mana weapon on one, and you're just hero powering. You're doing a lot of damage over turns, and then you do the 5 mana guy that I think is coming next, and you could do some. You could really just do some weapon damage while just continuously controlling the board. So I think there's potential there.
you said you want a 2 on deck building.
Yeah, I don't know why. Maybe it's a 3. I just don't think it's that interesting of a card, other than just power
Yeah,
level, and the soul
yeah, I
shards.
know. Yeah,
So
I'm in for a 3 and a 2 as well. That's
yeah,
about fine. You can't. This is only going in one archetype. You're not really going to ever
yeah,
build an aggressive demon hunter that blows up its own board on turn 3.
yeah. So
But yeah, we'll
uh,
see how that goes. And then
yeah,
next we got, related to the theme, the Soul Shard Lapidary, the 5 mana 5/5. Battle Cry blows up a Soul Fragment. Your deck gives your hero +5 attack this turn.
yeah.
Now this was what I was interested for the mid range deck.
Mm-hmm.
You mind, and we'll get the other cards in a bit. You play the 1/3, you play the weapon, and you play this. So you just play the proactive Soul Fragment stuff because the only payoff is this card. I don't want to blow up my own board. I want to hit my opponent.
Yeah,
So you don't need tons of Soul Fragments in your deck. You just need to draw one of the activators before this. I think this is a fine card. It's not as powerful as it might at first appear. I'd put this
yeah.
about as good as Glaive.
Yeah, that's what I was comparing it to, and I think Glavebound is this card, but
Fine.
more flexible, and you don't have to use a soul fragment. So
Already like one of the worst cards in that deck. Not to say it's a bad card. But
yeah,
it's never been a top performer.
Yeah, so I don't I think maybe in a world I don't know I think this I think a 2 or like there's no way
I'll give it a 3 for power.
I'm gonna give it a 2 for power. I don't think I can give it a 3. I
Deck building, I'm gonna stick to my 2. I think.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go 2 as well.
It's the whole package. It just
one
doesn't get better than the other.
Right, Battle Cry. Shuffle 2 soul fragments into your deck. Yeah, so this is compared to I guess the True Silver, because theoretically you're getting the hero. True Silver is like sees play. It's a good card overall. So I think this is another weapon in Demon Hunter's list. I think this is a 2. I don't know if I can go farther than that. What do you think?
I'm gonna give it a 3, just same as the Lapidary. It is True Silver in a way, and what I like about this, it just activates Lapidary and Glavebound and all of the burns. And I like that consistency.
I mean, yeah, it does have nice synergy with a lot of things. You play this on 4, and then if all these
The real clunky part of this though is that this is a lot of attack condensed into a single attack, and Lapidary is more attack condensed into a single attack. So you play this thing on 4, you slam the Lapidary on 5, you have 9 attack. That cannot really go anywhere but face.
Yeah, so it's seems like you could run things like that 4 mana 4/2. Like there's a lot of you could just burn down your opponent. So this looks like there's a lot of and with if you have better control tools like this Shattered Mystic, you play this on 4 and then you even just on 5 you clear their board and maybe get a hero power. I don't know, something like that. And seems like there's potential there for sure.
Yeah, so you want 2 or a 3 on power?
I'm gonna give it 2 on power, level 2 in deck building. So.
All right, and next up, last one for the package, I believe, we got the Spirit Jailer, 1 mana, 1/3 demon, battle cry, shuffle 2 soul fragments. I'm happy enough that this is a 1 mana, 1/3 demon. That is pretty much good enough. And then we have the upside of the soul fragments. So I'm gonna give this another 3 and another 2.
Yeah, I agree. I give 3 on because this is a lot more useful. Like theoretically, you could run this even in decks that don't run Soul Fragment. Yeah, so because it's a 1/3. So yeah, I think good card.
Simple, easy. Next,
Mage Hunter. Rush. Whenever this attacks minion, give his silence. What do you think?
1 and 1. This is not exciting.
Yeah, we can go to the next.
It kills Edwin. And
it kills Edwin unless there's a taunt in the way, and then you're screwed. Yeah.
It's just there's nothing exciting you do with this. You're already not playing Consume Magic.
Yeah, and it's often dying. Things you want to rush or usually have 3 attack or more, so it's dying as well. It does own Edwin though. You're right. So
other things it could do, hypothetically, like in Rage Warrior, if you send this at a Wormwall Challenger or an Egg, it's pretty good there.
Oh, yeah, but it's Demon Hunter only though, so it's It's a
3 mana 2/3. That's the fundamental problem here.
Yeah. Well, I guess I see what you're saying. You could just keep on. You could do it on the egg, and then you could do it on another egg. So, I guess the payoff is getting multiple. So, which I don't think is going to happen. So.
Nope, not going to happen. Good talk though.
Yeah, good talk.
All right. Next up, we got Star Student Stelina. Mana 4/3. Outcast. Look at 3 cards in the opponent's hand. Shuffle 1 of them into their deck. This card absolutely has to be Outcast for it to be any good.
Yeah.
Whether it's good there is... It's a good effect, but whether it's good for 4 mana 4/3 is... It's on the edge. I would tip it towards good if it was active all the time.
Yeah, even then, like so. What Demon Hunter deck really wants to just remove a card from their opponent's hand that they're going to get back eventually if it's so important? Like it has to go a long game. Like it's and I'm understated. Like
To pressure them
I think so,
early,
TVD.
on curve Outcast and pull out their answer. That's how I see this ever being good. And I don't see that happening very often.
Yeah, I think this is just trash. At 4 mana,
I'm looking at one.
at 4 mana 4/5, I wouldn't even know if it would see play. So, it's like I don't even think is it really good against like a Mechathune deck. I know that's not in standard anymore. Like it's so I think it's double one. Yeah, trash deck. This is they're apologizing for Demon Hunter being too strong last expansion. They're gonna give a bunch of meme stuff for Demon Hunter. So
next,
philosophy: copy the lowest cost Demon Hunter in your hand. This is what I'm not sure about. Like it could be one, but it could be okay because I don't know. It's like in a zoo kind of warlock theoretically, but I don't know. What do you think?
The only thing I've ever heard anybody say that makes any sense with this is copying a frenzied fellwing that costs 0.
Ooh, that's really good though.
Yeah, that is
think
really
about
good.
it. Yeah. So
in every other case, first of all, if this isn't Outcast, I'm just paying 1 more mana for a copy of a demon in my hand, and that's awful.
yeah.
If I can get it Outcast, I'm not even sure it's that good.
Yeah.
So I'm not hitting exactly the Fellwing. This card, it's like a 1 for power and 2 for deck building for me, because, again, you have to run a low curve to get this thing to work. And if you're running a low curve to get this to work,
well, that's not necessarily.
You have to spend the mana to play Philosophy and then the mana to play the minions unless they cost 0.
You also could do something with a high curve demon deck to just get you another demon. There's some potential there. There's also some weird. Now this isn't like you think this card was basically a similar card in the old OTK Mage where you copied your Sorcerer's Apprentice. I forgot the card name.
Yeah, Simulacrum.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna give it 1 on power level. I'm gonna take a bold prediction and make it 3 on deck building because it could make you do some cool stuff. So I could see this card being pulled out of the dumpster with some creative deck building. Yeah. So.
Very cool.
All right.
Next up, here's the controversial one.
Glide. Yeah.
4 mana, shuffle your hand into your deck, draw 4 cards, Outcast, your opponent does the same. This is obviously, for me, a 4 on deck building. If you're playing this card, your entire deck is built around.
Yeah, that's super true. And in theory, like the high roll of I draw 4 cards and my opponent
just start 3.
Yeah, from like in theory that's insanely good. In practice, one is like, okay, I have to lower the stuff. I'm not really playing this on turn 4. Is a control deck really gonna a more defensive deck? Is this really gonna hurt it that much? A lot of times they're using the resources. It can act in the same because sometimes it's gonna actually, if your opponent knows you're running Glide, they're gonna get rid of cards out of their hand. And
let's talk about some of the cards that work with this deck.
Yeah,
Mana Burn.
Oh yeah.
Cult Neophyte, the mini Lotheb in this set. King Mukla.
Yeah.
This is Divine Favor.
Oh, King Mukla. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. It even turns it into kind of a bad luck albatross if you shuffle because they draw.
Yeah, this is you're right on.
I'm going for a 4 on the power level of Glide. I think I have a deck in mind for this that basically is going to cap out at 3 mana, 2 Glides, and maybe a Cane.
Mm-hmm.
And we also have the new neutral that goes in this deck as well. The 1/3.
I'm going to give it a 3 on power level. I just don't think there's so many cool things you can do with it, but I'm not convinced. And there's also that 2 mana 1/3 that draws you 3 cards, which is insane. So there's some really good synergy. But like,
you have 4 engines. You have 2 Glides and you have 2 of the Voracious Readers. If you get one of them off, in my mind, you're likely to draw into another one. And then you can kind of chain the whole deck. I don't know if the deck is going to be good, because I think it's counterable with the right AoEs, but you play Mana Burn, maybe you play the Cult Neophyte, maybe you play a move. You empty your hand by turn 4, and then...
And with the Mana Burns, yeah, that's interesting.
There's serious potential there, and I'm not going to risk looking stupid if that deck is good. I'll risk looking stupid if the deck is good.
I don't wanna. I could see this card being bad. Like there's a scenario where this doesn't like. So I'm not sure. Like 3 is I'd realistically give it a 2.5, but it's definitely a 4 on deck building though. So I'll give it a 3 and a 4.
Moving on then.
All right, Ace Hunter Kreen. Your other characters are immune while attacking. I feel like this card's insane. Like, am I right? Just like.
Well, there was Death Speaker.
Yeah, Death Speaker saw play. Yeah.
1 min.
Yeah, for 1 turn. This is permanently. Like, as long
This
as
is much better.
if I have a big board, I can play this down and trade everything in. Like, that's insane.
If you're ahead, you stay ahead until this dies.
Yeah. So
Demon Hunter is pretty good at getting ahead.
And 4 tech health minions are hard to kill. So it's if you're, at 3 health, this would be vastly even like a 3 mana, a 4 mana 4/3 would be vastly worse. But yeah, this is just like you're gonna plop this down sometimes, and you're just gonna win the game sometimes with a good curve. Like your opponent they don't have like people are gonna have to have answers for this card because it's just gonna be game winning.
Another thing to think about. This is very good in board battles. Not particularly good against decks where you're not fighting for board, where they're going to AoE you with a risky skipper or brawl or whatever priest is doing. It's just a 3/4 in those games, and that's not pressuring, but it might be good enough in all the other matches that I don't know if it's insane. It's kind of win more.
Yeah,
kind of. To ahead, this card can be backbreaking. If you're behind, it's useless.
Yeah, I mean,
3.
What? I'm gonna give it a 4 on power level. I'm gonna give it a 2 on deck building. It's just kind of, I think it just goes with board. It's not anything that fancy. What?
Look, 3 and 2, but yes, it seems fine to me. Seems fine. I think Demon Hunter likes it more than Hunter too. But
I agree. Demon Hunter is just consistently gets on board early, or Hunter sometimes. So
next up, Cycle of Hatred lasts for Demon Hunter, 7 mana spell, deals 3 damage to all minions, summon a 3/3 for every minion killed. I'm not a believer in this at all. The effect is very powerful, but it's only good against certain decks, and against not those decks, it's real bad.
I mean, I have to do this for 7 mana, or if I'm playing Warrior, I can go Risky Skipper, Armor Smith, Brute, and kill off like a board full of 2/2s.
Like the 7-turn meta.
Yeah, so it's like, when am I, if I'm playing this card defensively, I don't know. It does, yeah.
I'm not even really gonna give it a good deck building score either, because this is one of those weird cards that to be good depends on what your opponent is doing. And that typically doesn't work in my mind.
Yeah, good box card. That's right, Lawrence. Yeah, so. Yeah, I don't even think it's yet. I'm going to give it 1s on both. I agree.
Moving on to Druid then?
All right, let's go to the Druid.
Kick us off.